everybody, welcome back to a new episode, Knowing Entropia. Whew. Super Bowl edition. Yeah, I forgot, today's Super Bowl Sunday. That's what I should have made the title. But anyways, how's everyone going? I'm assuming no one's watching the Super Bowl that's watching this, or they're watching both at the same time. Or maybe the game hasn't started yet. I didn't really check to see what time it was. Right, so today for Entropia, I was thinking I haven't played for a while because we've been just shoveling snow non-stop. So I figure I'll check how my shops have been doing. Looks like I got a message. Maybe do some crafting. I was just watching some of Raven Jade's videos. She released a new one about 5 ways to not lose PED, I think, or money in Entropia. Yeah, it was pretty good. One of the tips that I hit home with me is always keeping a balance. You notice that I try to keep a balance over 1,000. I try to do that just so that I don't waste money trying to do stupid shit when I need money bad, because that way I'll have a balance left and I won't have to do the stupid shit to get it. So when you do a lot of stupid shit, it's good to try to hedge it off before it happens. It's one of my expertise is hedging off stupid shit, and I need to work on it because I still don't hedge off enough. Alright, so I got one item that's sold. Let's go check it out what it is. Yeah, we'll check out these messages too. Now I hope everyone else is doing well. Anyone wants to say hi in the chat? Thanks for the likes, everyone. Let's see, what do we got? Messages. Re-entering an area. Oh, we sold the shirt on FOMA. That was sweet. You notice that? The sales on my FOMA shop are actually better than Rocktropia lately. Ever since they stopped the Sunday events. God, I miss it when Doc and Never Die were more active in Entropia. Maybe they're back and I've been away too. So let's see. The shirt sold. Oh, it was the blueprint that sold. Alright. The Solomate Rubio sold. That's good. Well, I forgot to check who was the other person that bought it. But thanks, Honey Space Giraffe Badger. She always shops in my shops. I noticed because Space Giraffe is an easy name to remember. Even for me. Yeah, we got some items that arrived. So we should be able to do some new crafting and new items. So maybe I won't even bother putting anything here yet because I'll be coming back with some new items. Oh yeah, I got the Taylor Remnants. Still no one's bought it. I should lower the price or what the fuck? No one's ever gonna buy it. I should just TT it. Try 15. That brings it to 103. Oh yeah, the markup for the year is at 108, so I don't know. I have a feeling no one's gonna buy that. I should just TT it. If anyone wants to prove me wrong, you know where to find it. Camp Crunk. Show it on the map. Oh yeah, Knowing Entropia, the Facebook page, is a whole bunch of new members. Sorry everyone, it took me so long to click accept. I don't know why, but Facebook never gives me the notification. So unless I'm going in the group all the time and checking, I don't know if anyone's applying. So if you ever happen to apply and you can't get in, just maybe put it in a comment in my YouTube page. At least that'll give me the notifications. And even those, I guess, sometimes I miss. No, don't feel bad about sending me multiple messages to get a hold of me, because most times the only people that ever message me are spam. Usually fraudsters pretending to be people in the military asking me to send them Apple iTunes cards. I get that a lot. I was even thinking about making a show about that. Now, normally they harass me until I have to block them on Facebook or something. But now when they message me, I'm like, hey guys, I'll go on with this little charade you got if you sign up to my YouTube channel at least. If you sign up to the YouTube channel, then I'll consider talking to you. And then usually they stop. Alright, presidential pay stub. We got some wool cloth that arrived. That's good. That's the material we needed. Wool and wool cloth. I'll have to check into that. See what we're making. Maybe I'll have to craft, or not craft, refine some of it. Now, if anyone's listening at work and they're too busy to chat, I don't mind. It's all good. If you guys are watching, I'll check the YouTube chat later, make sure I got it working. Maybe I'll send a message in this one. Yeah, it's working. I don't need to check it, I can see it. Now I got the good news. My computer should be fixed and being shipped back tomorrow. Gonna check with the eBay people and see if that's really true. That'll be sweet. Then we'll... I finally figured out what was fucking my computer this whole time. That's a nice jacket. I like the, what does it say, 15th? Okay, maybe I'll check and see, just in case there's any AI here. Do a little lap around. Oh fuck, there is. Quit my guns. Uh-oh, I might be stealing them from that other guy. I should have realized he was probably hunting them. That was the other thing that Raven Jade was just talking about in her videos, and there I went and blew it. She's like, you gotta try to be more polite and not be hunting other people's creatures and stuff. I'm a bit of a jackass that way. Sometimes if I see the AI, I just want them so bad, I'll run up and try to kill them. I'm no saint, that's for sure. I try, but I'm failing. Yeah, I don't think anyone really wants to be a saint. That's what someone was talking about. Like, what do you have to do to become a saint these days? In the olden days, it was like magic powers and shit. So what are you gonna have to be a saint these days? Be really nice? Now, the weirdest things with the saint magic powers, they used to like dig up the graves, and if your body hadn't decayed, that was one of the proofs that you actually were a saint. So they would dig people up. That's pretty fucked up. What happens if they just buried you somewhere that would preserve your body better? Now, I don't know what else is new with Entropia lately. If anyone in the chat has heard any news about Entropia, let me know. I've been sort of out of the loop for quite a few weeks. Been mainly shoveling snow. Listening to the radio of like music. I don't know, listening to the radio music is kind of neat though when you work. It's motivating. I tell you how many steps I took today, but I just got out of the shower and I forgot to put my watch back on. I think it was over 10,000, so I did pretty good. No, I got that new Fitbit watch, and man, is it ever fun. I like how it sends you the weekly progress report. I can hardly wait to see what this week is compared to last. I'm very fortunate, a lot of my jobs that I do, that I just get to walk all day. So if you want to get a lot of steps in, there's not much better employment you can find. That's what I was thinking. I'd like to be a mailman, but they require driver's licenses to walk and deliver the mail. It's a fucked up system in this country. No, I liked how the Paperboy system did it. they had drivers that would drop off the parcels to all the walkers, and the walkers would just take it and walk it. So the walkers didn't need licenses, they could be paid less. But the way the union works it for Canada is you have to be a driver, and then you drive, and then you walk. So it's like, I don't understand why you would hire drivers to walk for like, or drive for 5 minutes, pay them a driver's salary through the union, and then have them walk the rest of the day. And then you can't hire any cheaper people to do the job because you always have to hire drivers, even though they're only going to be driving 5 minutes. I don't know, if the union wasn't in charge of the post office, I bet you any money they would switch that first day. They'd be like, oh, people that walk, we'll hire walkers, pay them less. Get the job done for less. No, I think the logic behind it is they wanted to screen people so that it wasn't just anyone going to people's houses or anyone that could steal the mail. And I'm pretty sure we screen employees pretty good these days. It's not like we're just picking up random people and not even getting their ID. Unless you're getting employed in the States, then you could probably be illegal, have no ID, and get a job. Canada, you need like a social insurance number and shit. So you can't just randomly go to someone and start working for them. And if they do, it'd be all under the table and super illegal. You could easily go to jail if you're caught. I don't even know what the fines or penalties is for that. I think it voids you from all government programs in the future. So if you got caught fucking the system, you can never use the system. And I think you have to keep paying into it, even if you can't use it. No, I was thinking the news in Entropia. I heard that some people are talking about maybe throwing house parties. That'd be pretty sweet. I don't want to mention any names because I don't know if they want a whole bunch of people showing up to it or not. I forgot. I didn't even ask if I was invited. Just sort of assumed. That was mean. That's probably why I didn't get invited. Let's hope that's the only reason. Now, I was thinking that that's a good idea because, man, I haven't been to a house party in like, I don't know, 3 years because of my concussion, and then lockdown right after I started to be able to go to them. So even if it is a virtual house party in Entropia, I was noticing Raven Jade shop is pretty cool. It'd be nice if she threw one there, or if she threw one in her hangar. She has a sweet hangar on in Calypso. It was funny how we just ran into that randomly one day. It's like, hey, let's go randomly check out hangars. First one we get to is Raven Jade's. No, obviously it wasn't the first hangar I'd ever been to, but it was the first time I'd ever done a stream in one. Or recorded. Yeah, it's nice to start off the game with a bit of hunting. I haven't hunted in Entropia in a while. You never know, one of these days I might actually get a global. Now, I don't really think it's possible to global on the AI, but someone could correct me if I'm wrong. Because I'm thinking it's really the smallest mob you can kill in the game. So if it could global, that'd be weird. Fuck, one shot with the weakest gun can almost kill it. Holy shit, up to 3 likes already. Thanks, everybody. I was kind of hoping that if I wasn't flooding the Entropia content all the time, everyone would have chances to get caught up and watch the current episodes. Ooh, this chick's pretty hot. I better be careful. I'll get my channel taken down on YouTube. So I swear that was just graphic glitches. Now, I don't know how that works. If I'm broadcasting in Canada, because women are allowed to go topless here, no, I'd probably still get your channel flagged. I'll have to get a woman on the show sometime and ask her to test that theory. I don't want to take any chances like that yet. Now, today I was checking out different alternative platforms because I've been tempted to start a backup for my YouTube channel. Not like I really have that much to back up, really. Most of the archive I could just rebuild in no time. But anyways, I was thinking of checking out new platforms in case problems happen with YouTube. There's a couple of neat ones. The BitChute one I kind of liked at first, but it is basically the same rules as YouTube. There's nothing different about it, but the only difference physically, other than the rules, is there's no live streaming. So if you can't live stream, like what the hell do you even call it a platform? It's more just a video hosting site. Yeah, I guess I might have go back to Twitch if this ever gets shut down. I do still have my Twitch open, and there's quite a few subscribers still, I think, too, so. But yeah, that was the other new internet stuff people are talking about. A few more countries got added to the list where they got their internets cut off. Everyone thinks, oh, Canada's immune from our internet getting cut off, but I would not be surprised if it happened. Like 2 or 3 years ago, obviously I'd say, no, that's impossible. That could never happen. But so many other things have changed in the past year or two that I could definitely see some radical changes coming. Now what I might have to do is give my phone number out to everyone, and I'll set up my computer as a server. So then if you wanted copies of the show, you can just call my house and connect to my computer directly, if you're able to set up your modem like that. It's the old bulletin board system that us 90s kids used to use, or 70s kids, or 80s. Jeez, I can't get my decade straight. Now, I was born in 79, but the last month, December. So I wasn't really alive in the 70s much. Unless you want to call me a 70s child. Might help explain more. I think normally if someone says they're from the 70s time, you cut them a little more slack. Because you just assume the drugs fucked them up pretty bad. Sad but true. Alright, looks like I'm almost done hunting the AI. Does anyone think there's any more AI around? Or should I go do the crafting now? Can't really play forever today. Well, I guess I could. Clone Evolution's not a race. I can just start it whenever. Now, I had some pretty regular viewers for Clone Evolution, but a lot of the viewers died off and just quit the game altogether and moved on to play new games. So I was like, shit, if everyone's leaving Clone Evolution, I don't really have to be that religious into streaming at the same time, because almost anyone who watches is watching for the first time. It's not too bad though. There's still enough people watching the archive of Clone Evolution that it keeps my channel at watch time up enough that when I am monetized, I won't have to worry about falling under the required watch minutes, unless they increase that, which it probably is only a matter of time before they increase it. Kind of squash all the smaller channels again. Now, I've already made it to monetization once, and then they changed the requirements, and then now I'm working to regain my monetization. I have to reach 1,000 subs, and we still have about 70 to go. So if anyone's watching this stream for the first time or recording, if you can give me a sub, appreciate it. Help push me over the 1,000 mark. You'll be one of the very important ones. I'm just kidding. Everyone's important. Now, it's very important not to dehumanize people. I never even realized that that was like such a serious crime before. And then our government's like just openly doing it. Now, they say back in the day, or not even back in the day, different disasters that have happened around the world. One of the first steps to making the disaster happen is when they start putting values on who's worth more than others. Saying one person's essential, one person's not, one person's more important, one person's less important. They said once you start classifying people like that, that's when it's just baby steps going in the wrong direction. Doesn't seem like anything at first, but it happens more and more and more to the point where it's like, boy, you really shouldn't have started that trend to begin with. Now, I don't want to mention any examples in the past because I'll probably get my YouTube channel demonetized right off the bat. Now, that's one thing I look forward to, a censorship-free system in the future. It would be nice not to have to hide half the shit you say. I guess I'm pretty lucky that I'm already bold enough that I'm really only covering up 20% of what I would normally say. Maybe less. Some people must be thinking, you would say worse shit? No, not that much worse. Yes, it's all a matter of standards. Whoever thinks one thing is worse than the other. Alright, so what do we got here? Attempts. Flannel fabric texture. Oh, it's because of the cloth. I was gonna say, what was I coming here to craft? Oh yeah, it was clothing. That's it. How could I forget? Think I know. Yeah, so what does everyone want to see me try crafting first? We got 3 viewers watching. Anyone can volunteer what they want to see. And I'll try to get to what choices we have. Looks like I can make a beanie hat. If anyone's trying to get their hands on a beanie hat. Let's check what one did I make already. Not that I just go and craft the same one again. Oh, fuck, I could have just checked here. I forgot the blueprint will tell me. Whatever has a quality rating increase, then I'll know which one I successfully made. Dum-da-dum-dum. Alright, so beanie and bauble. Looks like I have enough to craft one of each. Excuse me, sorry, the beer. Has nothing to do with me. It was all the beer's fault. Alright, Mankini, Elijah. I think there was one other thing I could craft, but I'm just going through to make sure. Or that I was hoping to craft. Maybe I can't. Yeah, that was the other shoe I was looking at. That's not too bad. I always wanted to make these, but I could never get one of these items. Let's see if they're ever for sale anymore. There was some that was sold last year. Bari leather, that might be a bit. Yeah, because you can get Yashib, you can get Harir, just can't get the Bari. See, it's like hardly anyone's selling it. Since it first came out, there's been very few amount that is actually sold on the auction. If anyone bought it, they probably could have just fucking 10 times the price. If anyone has some Bari and they want to get rid of it for cheap, let me know. Or even for any price. Well, not any, but any reasonable price. Or clarify what the fuck I say these days. Or at least try to. Alright, so as far as I can tell, it's just those... Oh, it was the royal pillow. Did I successfully craft it? I believe I did already. So yeah, it was the 2 hats and the royal pillow. Was there anything else I was planning on crafting? God, if anyone watched the last episode, I forget. It's like I'm gonna have to go back and watch my own episodes. Yeah, it's another advantage. If I can record as much as I can while I still have memory, that when I lose all my memory, I can just go back and watch the episodes and remember when I used to have memory. Or fantasize about it. Or use it as my virtual memory. Anyways, woolly hat. Which one did I make? Let me check. Quality rating 1.0. So that looks like the one I didn't make. Quality rating 1.3. Yep, so this is the one I did make. And I'm pretty sure I made the pillow already too, didn't I? Let me go check my shop. Can't even remember what I made. Well, at least I remember I made something. Yeah, it is. It's the top hat and the pillow made. So I was trying to make that new beanie hat. That's the one. So far I made a female version. So if anyone wants, yeah, let's go for, I think the other one is male only. Let's go check. The pillow is binary or dual sex or unisex. It does not have a gender. It's a genderless pillow. It is the way of the future. Or the way of now. Right, so the Royal Pillow sells for 50 bucks, people. Only 2 have ever sold. If you want it cheaper, you can get it for TT plus 47. And I'll love you forever. Because then I can start making some more. Royal Pillows. Okay, that's what I'm going to have to do. I'm going to have to make some Royal Pillows and some hats. Get them the fuck out of this... Well, maybe I'll make enough to have them at both shops. I don't want to be bashing one of my shops and saying it's better than the other. It'll be very upset. So let's go do some crafting. I feel like I don't want to craft a Camp Crunk because, man, to ever lose bad here when I use the Crafting Mania reward. I should have used it somewhere else where I won the Crafting Mania reward. Yeah, let's try that. Let's swing by where Jade shop is. Or Raven Jade. Tangerine. Oh yeah, did I tell everyone I figured out why or how I fucked up my computer? The one that I'm using right now that's still fucked while I'm doing this. Is when I got into Clone Evolution gaming, they have this program called BlueStacks. And you can use BlueStacks to play any Android game you want and play it fluidly on your computer. But there's a catch. And I didn't even realize that that catch, I think, is what fucked my computer. Because I can pretty much trace all the problems back to when I started to play Clone Evolution on my computer. Oh, that's a nice rug. Holy, some nice furniture here. Jeez, we could even have a party out here. This would follow the social distancing rules. We could all be outside and party. I say fuck that, man. Let's go party inside. Everyone can sing. Well, I guess we can't even sing in Entropia. We have no speech. We can text each other. Has anyone ever got the audio, like actual talking to other people within Entropia working? I heard that it's possible. I've never really seen anyone do it. Or heard anyone. Ah, there's the vampire tomb. I wonder who's into vampires and plays Entropia. Just kidding. Now I'll see what items are hanging out in her shop. Sometimes I like to buy items from Raven's shop and just put them for sale in my shop for like double the price and see how long it takes to sell. It's usually about a week. I don't know why I don't do that more often. I should. Her prices are so good that you usually can buy stuff here cheap and increase it and still make a profit. Do, do, do. You know what I was thinking? The ultimate things that I want to see for sale in shops is these, right? It's like I love going to shops that sell furniture that I can use in my shop. So that's, I think, the trick to making better sales in Entropia is you got to think of everyone as being so narcissistic like you. It's like they don't want items that you'd think they want. They want items that you want. So just try to think what you're trying to buy, and then that's probably what they want. Human skulls. That's pretty cool. There's no price, see? The item I want is not for sale. Now, I was listening to some people talk about that. Hey everybody, how's it going? Lukatica. And Riot House. Sorry, I cannot pronounce anyone's names. Why is the quality so bad? And why not switch to Twitch? Yeah, I was just actually explaining that. What happened was I started playing Clone Evolution on my streaming computer, and in order to play it, you have to change one of the settings in the BIOS. So I never thought about it at the time. I'm like, oh, it's only going to make my game for BlueStacks better. But instead what happened is it made the other games slower and makes BlueStacks faster. So I was like, fuck, I should have never really done that, because now my computer works to play BlueStacks, but streaming and all the other games and everything else I do on my computer is limited because I changed the fucking BIOS. So that's what I'm going to do when I switch my computer. I'm going to say fuck it to this dumb BIOS setting and stop playing Clone Evolution on my streaming computer. What a mistake. At least I think that's what caused it. Now the setting that you have to change in the BIOS is, what is it called? Virtual something. Virtual box, or I'm not very good at BIOS, so I don't even remember what it's really called. Hey, a skeleton mask. Let's see if I can afford this for reselling. No! It's going to be hard to make a profit on that one because the auction's selling them for one. It's a shame. It's such a nice item. I want one for me. Alright, so we'll have to come back here later. Let's go do some crafting. Excuse me. Ah, there it is. I was looking for Raven Jade's picture. Yeah, so if anyone wants to swing by her shop, she's also got that dungeon thing unlocked. I'll have to try that sometime. I just watched her video on how to do it, and it was a little bit beyond me, so I'm going to have to watch it again. Try to grasp it. Oh my god, is Doc's shop closed? Son of a bitch. So Doc is really gone. That's what I thought. People are telling me that Doc was back, but I don't think he is if his shop is closed. Hoping so. Yeah, I'm going to have to change it back. Once my new computer arrives, what I'm going to do is just not change this one so I can still play BlueStacks with it, but when I stream, I'm going to stream it from this other computer to my new one, so I don't actually have to change anything on my good streaming computer. Fucking pisses me off. For like, it must be a year now I was trying to figure out what the fuck was slowing my computer down so much. And then I found out that's what it was. Well, at least I think that's what it is. Because it says when you change the BIOS setting, it makes it so your computer runs everything on one core. I'm like, well, that's stupid, because what about all my other cores now? Can't use them. But they said it's required for BlueStacks, because BlueStacks is fucked like that. It needs everything to run on one core for some reason. God, it pisses me off. I can't believe I fucked my computer for a whole year just because of that goddamn Clone Evolution game. Really pisses me off. And I was trying to figure it out, so maybe it wasn't that, but I'm pretty sure it is, because I fucking changed everything else. Changed the hard drive, changed the fucking RAM, tried changing everything to fix my fucking computer, and nothing would. It's fucking slow as hell. I can't even open fucking Facebook. I open Facebook, it takes like 10 minutes for it to fucking load. For God's sakes. Like, who the hell buys a modern computer and wants it to take 10 minutes to load Facebook? Right, anyways, I gotta focus on positive shit until I get this completed. Now, I noticed the real main issue when I started to play videos on my computer. I'm like, fuck, I can't even play videos anymore. How is my computer so fucked that I can't even play a video properly? I used to be able to play 3 videos at the same time in 4K, no problem. Now I try to play one video 4K, it's fucking stuttering. I even bought a codecs kit to try to fix it. I was like, maybe it's a new codecs that came out. No, wasn't that either. Tried formatted multiple times, right even back to the factory reset, even tried a whole new hard drive. That's why I hate computers, man. I have the worst luck with them. I should never screw with the BIOS. Right when it asked me to screw with the BIOS, I should have said, fuck that. I'm not touching it. Alright, so I gotta pay attention to what the hell I'm doing here. Alright, blueprints, tailoring, that's right. I gotta dump some of these Lesser Eliza prints. I don't want to have a whole fucking shitload always distracting me. So I'll go dump those. I'll come back and do the crafting after, because that bothers me every time. I gotta get rid of them. I gotta stop bitching and start fixing shit so I don't have to keep bitching about it. I noticed the deeds really slowed down in how much they pay out since December. Which deeds is that? Calypso land deeds, Arcadia deeds? There's quite a few now, right? I think what happened was Entropia seen a huge boom for the initial lockdowns because everyone was actually listening to lockdowns. But then when the government did their next round of lockdowns, people really don't care anymore. We're just like fighting to get our normal lives back. So most people just go back to what they did. They don't sit at home on the computer all day anymore. That's just my only guess. Could be something else. Right, so in order to fix this problem, I have to go to hunt the thing. I'm going to go to their storage. Oh, fuck. How many of them do I got on my actual storage here? I gotta go check. Yeah, Calypso land deeds. I haven't owned one for quite a few years. I actually owned 30 Calypso land deeds from when they first came out up until they went up to about 2,000. I think I sold out at 2,200 ped each. And I bought most of mine for 800 ped each, so it was a nice return when I sold them. And I haven't really collected one since. I don't even remember when that was, but it was quite a few years ago. I bet you I could go into my Calypso payout deed thing and it would say how long it's been since I had a Calypso land deed payout. Well, I think I did buy some again to make a profit reselling them. I can't remember how that worked. I don't think it went well, so I stopped doing it. Alright, so yeah, I'm checking my blueprint status to see how many fucking stupid copies of Lesser Elijah I got. No. Yeah, got stupid copy, stupid copy, stupid copy. Stupid. Yeah, it's been annoying me so much because I kept promising to have guests on my show. And I'm like, guys, I can't really have you on the show until I get my computer working because I don't want to fuck people up when they make time to come on the show and then be like, oh, sorry, computer fucking farted the whole time and screwed up the entire recording. Like last time I tried running Battlefield 2, like a modern game, and recording it, my computer couldn't even do it. It should be able to do it in fucking 8K and no problem. I'm running a really good computer right now. So it's so frustrating. Spend $2,000 to $3,000 on a good streaming computer and just for it to start farting out and can't fucking run shit. And if only I understood computers enough to be able to fix it, but it's far beyond what I can fix. I've even asked people I know they're good computers, and they're like, nope, there's nothing they can see wrong with it. Formatted it to scratch. Can't even fucking open Facebook. Takes 10 minutes to open Facebook. Alright, so I should be good. Let's go off to that place, drop off the prints. Then I'll never again have to look into that fucking menu and see 10 Lesser Elijah prints at the top, blocking me from the prints I want to see. Brutal, man. Glad to hear that you fucking survived. No, I know a lot of people that fucking almost died from COVID too. I know a lot of people that died from the lockdowns. It's like, man, this whole situation's fucking everyone, but hopefully we'll be over it within the next year or two. It's hard to believe that it could be over that fast. Let's hope. Yeah, and hopefully you can manage to recover. Try some fucking the best treatments you can get, right? Like, holy fuck, that sounds brutal. Definitely wouldn't put that off. Well, unless we can still get treatments now with the lockdown. Thinking the best treatments I ever knew in the world was going to Brazil and getting those experimental stem cells. That seems to fucking recover people like they're fucking like children again, right? Like they literally take the stem cells right out of abortions and put them in you. It's pretty fucking nasty when you think about it, but it worked like amazing. I don't think you could even go to Brazil and get that kind of shit anymore, right? They've stopped the travel of people going to seek medical treatment in other countries. No, I was thinking that too, because I've been suffering from so many infections throughout my life that I really should travel somewhere and try another country's medical system. Canada's completely failed me, but who knows, maybe if I went to China, they'd be able to cure me. Now, when I talk to people that are from China, they're like, oh yeah, it's like when you come to Canada, it's like traveling 200 years in the past. Our fucking healthcare is like, hasn't evolved since the 70s. China is like fucking revolutionary when it comes to how they treat people. Yeah, I don't know if I've had COVID yet or not. I'm gonna have to check the antibody test. I got really sick. What was it? Fucking. Now I forget. Last February, I think it was. And there was only a few people that were established to have the COVID in our country at that time, and you couldn't get tested. So they said in that case, just stay home for 2 weeks, and once you feel better, isolate for 2 weeks and go back. So that's what my whole family did, to a certain degree. Now, my mom's pretty addicted to shopping, but she's been really adamant about wearing the masks and stuff. So yeah, it's like our whole family almost died, was it last February? My uncle still hasn't recovered. He's at the point where he can't even move his body. He's like, he can't lift his limbs at all. A lot of days he can't even speak. I basically just carry him to the washroom and he sits in his chair and watches TV all day. Yeah, my physical strength hasn't recovered either. I'm still running at about like 70% of what I was before I got sick. And it's been over a year now. I've been trying to get back into working out, but every time I do, I just get injured and I can't fucking rejuvenate my muscles, it seems. It's pretty fucked up. But it's starting to wear off to the point where I'm getting my fucking muscle strength back again. I can hardly wait. And yeah, I'm gonna try going for the antibody test. Our family got tested for active COVID like months and months after being sick, and there was no active COVID left. So that would make sense. It's not like you could have it active for like 3 months. Or you do hear rare cases of that. I think one lady was apparently active for like 3 months or something. No, who knows? I've been talking to some of my friends in Europe and they were saying too that they got tested after like for the antibodies and yeah, they had the antibodies and they weren't sick for like a year. So it's like they must have had it like over a year ago. Now I'm thinking that's what happened too in the world. Like what are the odds a virus with the same symptoms of almost every other common virus would even be detected right away? It's like you would think it would have to go at least a year before someone would get suspicious to start testing for a new virus, right? If it's the identical symptoms of every other virus, it's like why would you even assume it was a new virus unless you knew it existed already? That's why I don't buy the idea that they traced it within like a few weeks of it originating. It's like, fuck that shit. There's no way. Well, the big news that was on the lab or in the news today is not only was it suspicion of China, but apparently China working with Canada. Because Canada has really a lot of fucking top secret labs here too, and almost all of them are run by Chinese nationalists. So it's like, what the fuck, man? We were even busted training troops here in Canada that were from China and everything. So it's like we're basically in bed with the enemy more than any other country on the world right now, I'd say. So if you wanted to search for the origins, it's probably Canada in coercion with China. That's what I was thinking. Well, it's just a guess. Probably get my channel taken down for even joking about it. Alright, so yeah, I needed a different storage. I came to the wrong location. Does anyone remember which one it is that has the storage here? No, the freakiest part is I don't even live far from some of the labs. I'm talking like 10-minute walks. Isn't it freaky? Like, would you live close to a fucking biohazard lab that's like working on Ebola and shit? It's like a few minutes from my house. And it's next to the fucking Google headquarters. What are the odds of that, right? Now, I have a video that's coming about it, but I probably shouldn't put it on YouTube or I'll probably get my channel taken down right away. Um, I won't even say anything bad about it. I'm just gonna say whatever fucking the rumors people talk about in the city are. Who knows how many of them are really true. I don't think discussing rumors should be enough to get your channel taken down. Yeah. Now I've been sharing a lot of pictures about that on my Facebook about the Wuhan games, or Wuhan. And they talked about how many of the soldiers came back complaining that they were more sick than they've ever been in their whole life. So it's like, yeah, a lot of them said they had to go into the showers because they were puking and shitting so dramatically that they fucking had to be in the shower. I was like, what the fuck? I don't know if puking's really a COVID sign though. I haven't heard too many people puking from it. When I got really sick last year, it was like I was getting hallucinations where it felt like every time I would sit down and I had a fever, I would like fall right through the chair. And then I'd be like, wait a minute, I didn't fall through the chair. I'm still sitting in it. And then I noticed too that when I worked out, it made the symptoms so much worse that it would almost make me pass out. And I noticed other times I've been sick in my life, physical exercise never really had much of a correlation to the symptoms. Like maybe a little bit, but not like a dramatic effect. Yeah, it was one of the only times I was like, holy shit, like this is the worst sickness I've ever had. And the only reason I didn't think it was COVID is because it was before we started testing. There was a few people in the country, but no one was able to get tests then. And they said even if you wanted a test and like begged for it at the hospital, only if you had traveled were you allowed to get it. So they couldn't give it to you even if they wanted to. That was part of the rules. It almost seemed fishy. It's like if you knew you had COVID, why weren't you allowed to get tested even if you didn't travel? That's got to be the most fucked up rule ever. I think what they wanted to do is hide how many cases were really worldwide right off the bat, so it made it seem like it came from one spot. Now, I think as much as China is involved, they probably are just being the scapegoat too. You know, someone has to be the person to take all the blame so that they can hide the real agenda. I doubt that China's innocent, but I fucking highly doubt they're also the masterminds of it. Not to make fun of them and say they couldn't be the masterminds because they're not smart enough or something, but I don't know. To me, like as mean as China seems, they seem like they do like I don't know. For them to poison the entire planet, maybe it's a bit much. Ah, here we are, the armory. Now I was thinking that wouldn't that be weird if China developed it in Canada, released it in Canada, and they were hoping the world would find out about it and tell everyone, but no one did until it made it all the way back to infecting people in China. And then once it was infecting people in China, like, okay, fine, we might as well tell everyone that we made a virus and released it. Right? It's already infecting our own people. That might be a little bit far-fetched, but it'd be a funny chain of events. Not funny as in hilarious, but just ironic. Yeah, because like I bet you if the virus went, no one said to test for COVID, like no one ever announced it, it probably would have went undetected for at least 3 years, right? Because it's not that much different than the flu. Like I admit that it is way worse when people get it bad, but some people get the flu really bad too, right? Like they were showing the people like I was checking in 2018, there was 20-year-old YouTubers that were dying of the flu. And they were using it examples as why you should get the flu shot every year, and it is a certain degree true. Flu ain't nothing to fuck with either. It's killed people. But yeah, this one is worse. Like at least twice, maybe 3 times as worse. So if it was like a flu season that was twice or 3 times as worse, I don't think they would really start testing for a whole new virus right off the bat, right? They'd be like, oh, this is a flu that's twice as worse. Or they'd be like, this is a flu that's 3 times as worse. If it was like a flu that was like 50 times worse, then they'd be like, oh shit, we better start testing for a new virus, right? So that whole detection process seemed a little fishy right off the fucking bat. Unless maybe they are really good for testing at new viruses that I didn't know that they tested for new ones all the time. Maybe that's how they detected it so quick. Wasn't it weird too that China would be the one to detect it, and the scientist that did was saying that he didn't want to release, or that China didn't want it released. So what is it? Was it a double negative that he was pretending that China didn't really want it released? Or maybe China really didn't want it, the knowledge released. They wanted it to go undetected as long as possible. That's a weird thing. I bet you it could have went maybe even a decade without being detected. Because we would have just been like, holy fuck, seniors are dying off, and there's a lot more other people that are getting it at middle age. It's a worse flu, twice, 3 times, maybe even 10 times as bad as a previous flu. We would have called it the next fucking Spanish flu. If China never any said anything. I can hardly wait till it's over and we don't have to even talk about it anymore. Fuck. That'd be sweet. Oh yeah, there's a Canadian pirate flag. That's one of the things I was thinking of making soon. Alright, how many did I find? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. That's pretty good. I think I had more in my blueprint book. I better check. Do I got some fucking Next Island book on me? There it is. Oh fuck, shitloads of them. No, I do not want to carry pages and pages of the fucking Lesser Elijah. You know what it was from? I used to do the trade terminal trick where I'd buy rare trade terminal prints, bring them to other planets, and sell them on the auction. But I don't really bother with that trick anymore, so I shouldn't bother carrying all these fucking prints, duplicates. I think I've shared enough of the Lesser Elijah trick in videos that anyone who's been watching videos for Lesser Elijah knows that you can get it from the trade terminal. Alright, let's hope that's enough, and let's go back. Hey, there's a player here. I didn't even say hi. Yeah. I don't know. It seemed like a lot of the cases in the first wave in my province were almost exclusively in senior homes. So maybe the first strain of the virus, when it was more mild, it would have went in detected. But once it started mutating and getting worse, which is so fucked up too, because all the virus experts said there's no way it can mutate unless it's a man-made virus stronger. Because they said every natural occurring virus mutates weaker. That's how viruses work. So that's really fucked that it mutated stronger right off the bat. When you hear that, it's like, what the fuck, right? How the hell did it mutate stronger? Yeah, like they said, most people that were like of like kids' age, none of them actually got sick enough to even stay home from school. And then what was it? Regular adults, there was like a 30% increase over like the normal flu rates. So yeah, it was a little significantly higher that maybe they would have started testing right away for a new virus. Could be. Alright, let's go back to... Let's go to... Yeah, I like Studio getting... Club Never Die. That's one of my places to hang out. See if Never Die is actually around anywhere. You know, people that are saying it's not a natural virus, I think they could be half right. It's because, like, I don't think we actually would have to take virus and actually engineer it to be worse. for it to happen man-made, like not even just the whole 5G thing, but all the different things that we've been doing to alter the magnetic fields of the Earth. With all the new satellites that Elon's been putting in orbit, even that could be causing it. We really don't know, right? But I was thinking when I looked at the ancient texts about how the gods and the immortals would deal with viruses, and their technology was to the extent where if they say they had a bad plague that had broken out, they could just turn the plague off and on for like the entire planet in the flick of a switch. So it's like, that's some pretty impressive technology, right? Like, so I was wondering, maybe that's what we started to do by accident. We developed the technology of putting satellites into orbit, and all of a sudden it's starting to alter the magnetic fields or even the gravity waves of the fucking planet. And then once we start fucking with that shit, it's like turning viruses off and on. So it could be man-made and we're not even really doing it on purpose. We're like, oh fuck, we made a new technology. We didn't realize the side effects from it. Star Trek did an episode about that, where they realized one day that the warp drive they've been using was actually destroying some places. And they even blew up an entire planet from it. And they decided that they still had to keep using it because their technology was too dependent on it. So they're like, fuck, they can't just stop flying in space. So they just kept using it. Which is kind of weird, eh? And usually in Star Trek, they always do the nice thing. But in that case, they're like, fuck it, we'll just keep using warp drive. And I think they agreed to use it less or something. Maybe that's what it was. They would turn it off before they got closer to the planets. Oh, I was going to say, I thought I heard noise. It's just my neighbor's kids yelling. Right, so did anyone want one of these hats? I was thinking of making one or the other, and I don't know. Yeah, let's go with the one I haven't made yet. And see if it can be changed sex-wise. If it's intersexual. Oh, yeah, it can be male or female also. So does anyone want the female beanie hat? I don't know if anyone else has ever even made this yet. Let's check. Fuck. Yeah, a lot of people have already... Or is this the male version? Yeah, it's still showing me the stats for the male. So let's make the female and hopefully it works. We might get a Hall of Fame. I highly doubt it. Looks like lots of people have been making them for men, so there's really no chance for a female Hall of Fame. I don't know, would a female actually wear a beanie hat? Maybe I'm making it for stupid reasons. No one's going to want the female. I don't know. I prefer giving women gifts, so I guess I'll make it for women instead. Try to pick what I would buy. Let's do 8 clicks. And we'll boost the quality rating up just a hair. I won't go to Q because I fucking want this to actually craft. Alright, let's give it a try. Listerium, Nawa. Holy fuck, the only thing holding me back from making a whole bunch of these is Listerium. So I just gotta get some more Listerium. So let's go get some Listerium before we begin. No, I'm a sucker for women. It's like, I don't know. When will I ever learn? Alright, so I'm going to check, make sure I don't have any Listerium for sale myself. And if I don't, then I'm going to swing by Big Daddy's shop, see if I can pick some up there. I got 1,300 ped, so it's not too bad. Who knows? Maybe we'll get some hats back and be able to move a couple of them. Now, I'm really hoping that that's the problem with my computer, and if it wasn't, then my new computer problem, when I get it fixed, will fix the problem too. Who knows? Who knows? Excuse me. Now, the funniest I found was my old computer that I was using before this one was pretty fast on its own, but it was just barely too slow to stream. It was like 99% of the requirements, so it could almost stream. So I used that one for a while, and then when I was comparing it to my new computer that was working, my old computer is faster than this one is now. So it's so frustrating. The other computer's worth a few $100. This one's worth thousands. My computer that's worth a few $100 is running faster. Oh, so is life. Yeah. No, that's why I gotta wonder though. It's like at least that's my problems in life. Some of the other people are dealing with health problems or fucking can't see or they're blind or fucking can't walk. It's like, dear God, here I am bitching about computer problems. I'm very fortunate. Gotta remember that. I got a roof over my head. I'm doing a lot better than I give myself credit for. Alright, now let's go do some fucking crafting. Oh wait, no, let's go buy a little bit more Listeria. Holy shit, we're over an hour already. God, I haven't even got to the crafting. At least this beer lasted me an hour. I was worried I was gonna have to go get another one. Good old name, no name beer. Yeah, no name beer is so cheap in my province, you can get it for $1 a beer. So he's got different size stacks. It's all the same price. So I guess I should buy the lowest stack. Well, before I do that, I better check auction, just in case someone's getting ripped off and they put a really low price. So Big Daddy's got it for 104, so I'll be able to tell the difference. Normally when you go to Big Daddy's shop, you can just assume he has the cheapest, but couldn't hurt to check. Oh yeah, there is someone who got slightly cheaper. Or wait, it's 104, so that's the same. But damn, yeah, you could probably get some stacks for 103 if it was time near the end. Alright, so I'll go check Big Daddy's price value, see if he's got it for 104 point something. Or was it 104? So I might just buy a big stack and then resell the remains at my shop. Oh yeah, it is slightly cheaper on auction. Boy, I'm a cheap bastard. It's like a couple points more expensive than I go. No, I'm not really saving much because now I'm going to have to buy a bigger stack. Someone was once telling me that. It's like you're not really saving money if you buy more, because if you're buying more to save money, then you actually would have just saved money if you bought less. And the actual money value of it. Actually. Fuck, man, that's a big expensive stack. Alright, let's buy it. I should have checked Raven Jade shop. I bet she had it for 103%. We just bought it more. Alright, let's see if we can go to Club... No, CND Lagoon. Let's try that. If anyone's wondering where the Camp Crunk missions are to do the soul crates that Soul sells the keys to, it's here. I know, they should really put something bigger so people can find it. Yeah, usually the bigger stacks are supposed to be worth, or sold cheaper. Huh? Now, it is better to make a female character. Not to be sexist or anything, but you'll have people that'll help you more because you're female. If you're playing the game with other players. If you're playing solo, then it doesn't really matter. Now, I'm probably wrong about that to a certain degree, too, because I remember Raven Jade was telling me the other day, well, not telling me, but she was doing a stream giving advice to YouTubers and stuff, saying that women avatars would be the only one that have to deal with sexual stuff, and I was like, well, I wouldn't really say that, because, I don't know, haven't been YouTubing very long, but it happens to guys all the time, too. Like, girls always telling you to flex more, show more arms, or pan the camera down. There's a lot of pig women out there too, surprisingly. Always asking you to send nudes. It's like, come on. It's like, I'm not sending nudes to anyone. Especially I don't know who you are. I think the one person was asking me to send nudes was like a fucking teenage girl. So I was like, God, thank God I didn't send a nude. Can you imagine? I'd be in jail. Fuck. So yeah, guys have to be careful of that shit too. No, she was like pretending to be older and then asking me to send pictures. And then later I found out she was younger. I was like, oh, thank God I wasn't into sharing pictures. It's like, man, imagine how many times that happens. Not to say all guys are framed, but Jesus. Now I'm just imagine there's probably 99% more guys that are pigs and aren't being framed. No, you have to be careful being a YouTuber. As much as I like to joke around to be wild, I have to be somewhat on my good behavior. Alright, so anyways, 35 for the beanie hat. So now we got definitely a lot more. Now, I had a lot of Freemason guys that were watching my old videos, and some of them were trying to frame me for stuff, so I was like, shit, there was another reason I wouldn't just send random nude pictures to people on the internet. It's like, that'd be fucked. You never know who it could be. Not to mention, if anyone did look at my nude pictures, they'd throw up or have a heart attack. I wouldn't wish that on anyone either. Like, oh God, what did I just look at? Alright, so let's make the beanie hat female. Now I can just imagine once you get a big YouTube channel, like all the women that would be constantly sending fucking propositions to you, then how many of them are just guys pretending to be women? Oh man, it'd be intense. No, I think that's why I'm pretty fortunate my channel's still small, because you get to interact with viewers in a way that you never would if your channel was huge. I can actually still imagine people are not trying to frame me for shit. Now, I shouldn't accuse the Freemasons of doing it. Who knows? Could have been just guys pretending to be Freemasons. You never know. Really, all the Freemasons I've known in real life are like actual Freemasons. They're super nice, so I was thinking it's almost weird to think that one of them would be like that evil. But you never know. Every organization's gonna have good and bad members, I'm sure. Oh, there was a success. So I got one woolly hat female. Let's try to make one more. Alright, so we got two. So now I got one for each shop. That's pretty good. Let's go check out the other hat, and we'll make a couple more of those. Oh wait, I only made the female version. I wanted to make males too. Let's check to see how much the female hat is worth. Hey, Larry Maverick, how's it going, man? Thanks for joining the show. Now I'm just doing a little crafting run here. Computer's not running too smooth, but my other new computer is being shipped back to me tomorrow. Let's hope. So praying, well, I'm not praying to God because I try to save praying for emergencies, but hoping that fucking things work out and I'll be recording on a new computer again soon. Right, where's the hats that I just made? There they are. See, at least these hats don't look like boobs as much, because they don't have the giant nipple on the top. I don't know if that's a good thing or a bad thing. Yeah, so it's worth about 8 ped, male or female. So let's make 2 males. If I can, let's hope. Alright, wish me luck. Who knows? Maybe I'll get a good loot one of these times. Oh, 1 success already. Ooh, near success. I was really hoping to loot a blueprint using this, because man, if I could loot a blueprint, it should be a good one. Yeah, thanks. I've got other people watching and hoping for good luck too. Maybe it can amplify. We'll do a spirit bomb on the game. Yeah, there was a 352. Alright, so we got 2 male hats. We'll go to the other hat now. Hopefully I have enough to still make some. Yep, we do. Alright, so I made 1 female one already. So we'll make 1 more female, if I can. Now it's tempting to go to the queue. But the queue fucked me over pretty bad for the Crafting Mania reward. So I'm not fucking with that again. Alright, let's try 1 more. We'll put it on 7, but I'll try not to actually use that many. Hopefully we can get one before then. Oh, I jinxed it. There's 1, 5, 12. Ooh, that was a good one. Right, so that was the female. Let's go to the male and make 2. If we can. Near success. Fuck. Yeah, I shouldn't be bitching. I've been having really good luck already. Ooh, 1 more success. 3 clicks left. Yeah, got 1. Sweet. Yeah, so no prints, no globals, but we got the 4 hats I needed. Tempted to see, how much do I need for another royal pillow click? Those royal pillows are where it's at. I should be fucking making those instead. Ah, there it is. Royal pillow. No, I can't get the ingredients to make them. What planet was it on? Tulan, I think. Oh, there it is. Planet Tulan. Ooh, shit. Some Bari skin. That's fucking sweet. Yeah, if anyone wants to make some easy money, just go to fucking, what's it's called? Well, maybe it won't be easy, but Tulan. Start getting the Baris. If you get their skin, it's worth a lot because people need it. People like me. Now, whenever there's Bari skin on the auction, I'll buy it because it's so hard to come by. It's nice to see it under 700. I don't want to start spending that much on it. I thought I bought 2 of them. Where's the other one? Another feature, if anyone from Windark is ever watching the show, if you could stack the items that you're buying on auction and then ship them all in one package instead of having to pay separate delivery fees for each one, I think that'd be cool. Unless it works out to be more, then don't do it. Alright, so I got some Bari skin coming. Soft leather I can get. Dari skin, I already have enough. So really, we'll be making some royal pillows soon. That's pretty sweet, because when that Bari skin comes, I only need one. And I think I bought a bunch of them. Not a whole lot, but a few. So if anyone wants some royal pillows, I'm going to have some in my shop soon. Well, I have one already in the shop, but... Alright, let's go check out the Camp Crunk shop, and I'll put these hats for sale. If anyone wants to help out the show, they can donate via the various different ways, especially in the game. That's the way I like the most. Swing by the shop, buy some items. I don't know if I have any cheap items here for sale. I could check. What kind of damage per second do you need for these? I don't know. Or maybe that's an acronym for something else. Oh, the refiner. Yeah, I'm not sure. Alright, so there's the female hat. I guess I'll put a female hat and male hat at each shop. So if anyone wants one or the other, should be one at each. Holy shit, do I have that expensive? Ooh, don't those look nice? Should I put them closer together? Did anyone know that that's what I was going for? It's like, why is he so into making these hats? Oh, the woolly hat's worth 20. Alright, that's why I had it so expensive. I should have been making the woolly hats. I don't know what the fuck I was thinking. Right, so if anyone wants a hat, woolly, for cheaper, I got it under markup here. Buy two. Or almost two. Alright, we'll check out the male hats. Yeah, they're still worth that, so... If you're going to make the hats, male or female, it appears the woolly bobble hat is the better seller in female. Surprise, surprise. They call it the pink tax. Women pay more for shit. Who knows? Might not be true anymore. I bet you guys are getting ripped off now. We took that for granted for too long. Alright, next we'll do the beanie hats. These ones don't look like boobs as much because they don't have a giant nipple. Yeah, I have to pick up another item, so I'll pick up... The hell, why can't I move? Pick up the tailoring remnants. They're never selling. They're going in the fucking trade terminal. Those pieces of shit. Yeah, I hope they fix the animation on the mankini soon. Sucks I have it on my shop and no one could even see it for sale. Holy, the male and female is actually different sizes in these. Are they implying that men have bigger heads? That's Sweden. They're not so progressive, are they? Yeah, it's funny how women were apparently paying more for deodorant and companies would just put the same deodorant in both sticks. They'd make the container smaller for women and they would charge double. and they would still buy it. So a lot of women realized that and just started buying men's deodorant. Because they're like, what the fuck are we buying women's deodorant from when it's the same fucking chemicals in it? It's not like they're making it any different for men or women. It's just the package that's different. But I bet you men probably pay more for something we're not even realizing it too. I know I always thought everything was breaking down into sexist stuff, and then the more I realized, it was like, it's actually happening to both sexes quite a bit, but if you only focus on one, it tends to seem like it's happening more. The victimhood mentality. I hate it. I do it all the time. Everyone's out to get me. Who's next? Am I next? Yeah, I got too much weight on me. Just like real life. Now I've been working out a little bit more, trying to get my body back into shape, despite feeling super weak still. Even shoveling this week was a little bit rough. But made it through, thank God. Right, I'm loving some of the items I got in my storage right now. So jinxing it, but man, such good items. Right, later Taylor Remnants. I should see if anyone's buying it in the auction, but I highly doubt it. I should have asked what's her name, God. She would probably give me at least 101% for it. Yeah, it's a good idea. Women that buy men's razors, they realize the same thing. Selling the same razor but charging more because it's pink. I kind of think that a lot with Apple products. Apple products, they release the identical technology as other companies and they just call it Apple and people pay more for it. But it's sort of like a status symbol too. A lot of people buy it just to show off that they're rich. Or they genuinely think it's better. Could be in some cases. Never know. Right, so let's go to orders. No one has orders for anything on this planet, so definitely not the order that I was looking for. That's the one way I can tell the game has been broken and Never Die and Doc or whoever usually does the updates is it hasn't been on in a while. Is these auction terminals have been broken for like 6 to 8 months at least, maybe even over a year, where they just don't work. You click on them and they start shaking all the time. I don't think that's supposed to happen, right? Normally they never shook like that. Now I miss it when Never Die was more active too, because you could tell he'd be adding new movies and new studios to the game. He'd have new levels and new missions coming out all the time. We haven't seen any of that shit in years. Or we have and I just haven't noticed. That could be a big possibility too. Alright, now I got a little bit of funds again. The Taylor Remnants, oh, what a ripoff. I shipped that thing all over the universe. I fucking should have trade terminaled it years ago. I must have lost, I don't know, at least half the value just in auction fees and shipping it. Oh well, hopefully I learned my lesson. I won't do that again. Jinx. That's my biggest mistake. Like Raven Jade did a video about her biggest mistakes in the game, or I guess big mistakes in general. Is yeah, stupid auction fees. Like the amount of money I've lost in auction fees makes me wish I never used the Calypso or any of the auctions in the game ever. Like I should have really just went to the Planet Calypso forum and said fuck it to the auction, because I've lost thousands in auction fees. So yeah, really you get nothing back for those auction fees. In a lot of cases you'll end up selling your items for way less than they were worth and you just get ripped off over and over and over again. I can't stand the way the auctions work in Entropia. But maybe they work for some people and they like it, so I'm probably just doing something. I'm not, like, a lot of times I guess I try to get too much for the items, and if you try that, you end up paying the auction fee and it doesn't sell. And then if you put too low of a price, you end up selling it way less than it was worth, and then you're like, fuck, you paid the auction fees and sold it for way less than it was worth. That happens to me a lot. I think that Crafting Mania reward, I put it on auction so many times, but even though they gave me like 500 pet or whatever I won in clicking it, I was down like 2,000 just in auction fees trying to sell that thing. So if anyone wonders how much I won in Crafting Mania, I was in the hole big time. And it wasn't until I won. I was actually profiting until I won it. And then as soon as I won it and they gave me that blueprint, that's when I started to lose money. Because then I started trying to sell it and then trying to put it on auction, getting all those auction fees. So if I would have just took the blueprint from Crafting Mania and trade terminaled it right off the bat, I would have made more money. Isn't that fucked? If I would have just trade terminaled it. Oh well, it was my own fault for trying to sell it on auction. I kept trying to sell it for on auction when people were offering me bids in the real game. I should have just took those bids in the real game. In my mind, I kept thinking that the highest bid was going to come from the auction. I never realized it would come from an actual player in the game outside of the auction. The people that paid the most for items probably boycott the auction too. They're like, fuck it. The way Entropia fucks everyone over with auction fees, just don't even use it. Now, if I was like in charge of MindArc, I was going to change one thing. I would take the auction fees and put them like 99% less so people could afford to sell their items. Having it so big losses trying to sell your items crushes the entire economy because now people aren't getting good value for their items. And then it makes the markup on all the loot worth less. And then if the markup on the loot is worth less and all the players that are new and start, they're like, oh, the markup sucks, I can't win in this game, so they just quit. So it's probably Entropia or MindArc having those auction fees is like costing them thousands and thousands of dollars in profit a minute from the new players that would be happy with a good auction system. And they wouldn't quit the game, then they would start depositing. There'd be actual chances of profiting from your hunts and your loots and crafting instead of losing money every time over and over and over. So I don't understand, like, it's the whole greed thing, right? Like, you think you're making money by charging those auction fees, but really you're shooting yourself in the foot. It's sort of like those interplanetary landing fees. Eventually they realized that players just wouldn't go to other planets because they had to pay a fee. Alright, so where will I go next? Let's go pick up some oil. Or now let's swing by Studio Gate South. I got a whole bunch of other stuff to do and I got to stand in one spot for a while to do it. Yeah, thanks for the likes, everyone. Sweet to see a 5-like show. No, a lot of Entropia episodes I was only getting 1 or 2 likes there for a while, so it's kind of a huge increase. Oh yeah, you just got back into the game a few weeks. I think I heard someone who was saying that on Facebook, so maybe you're the same player. Yeah, welcome back to the game. There has been a lot of improvements. I shouldn't be nagging on the game so much. That fucking loot where they changed it so you don't have to pay a fee to land on planets, that was huge. Like when it came to taxi jobs, one of the biggest hindrances as a taxi cab driver was that fee for landing on planets. That pretty much shot every taxi foot driver job right in the foot. I've been talking about shooting yourself in the foot. Let's go shooting yourself in the arm. That's what the taxi landing fee was before. So now that they got rid of that, taxi drivers have a much easier job profiting. And I bet you that's opened the door for a lot of players. They're like, hey, I don't have to just sweat in this game. I can come in and become a taxi driver right away. I don't have to bank up a whole bunch of money to pay all these fees for landing. Yeah, anytime. No, it's nice to get some players talking in the chat for Entropia. I'll try to get a regular Entropia time, but lately Entropia has just been spur of the moment whenever I have time, so. Alright, so I'm not really going to sweat for long. I'm just grabbing this guy. Oh, I'll pick up some shit too. Whew, it stinks. Now I'm just getting ready to do a bunch of other stuff on other screens. So I gotta stand in one spot for a second. So I might as well be sweating at the same time. Like real life. Oh yeah, there we go. A little bit of a rest. Now today on the vape menu, I just got some of my homegrown, some Rick Simpson oil dripped inside. Someone gifted me. It's quite tasty. And it's not too harsh. I'll say that cough. Now I was going to show everyone the cryptocurrency news update. One of the referral programs I work with, BetFury, got their new casino betting license, so they're more legit than ever. But since they've added that license, I've noticed the games have become way harder to win in. I don't know, I'll have to ask some of my other referrals if they're having any luck winning, but man, it's been a rough go with that casino. So I don't really recommend betting money unless you have lots to afford to lose. Now, if anyone hasn't heard about it, cryptocurrencies started to open casinos. They used to have ones just like old ones for, let's go take a look at it. Yeah, the old one was called Bitcoin, or no, Free Bitcoin. And they just give you tiny, tiny little bits of Bitcoin, this Satoshi. And they've even been cutting the amounts down and down. But the nice part is if you have a show and or your own projects, like your own websites, you can add it as an affiliate link. And if you get some affiliates helping, boy, it helps. So anyways, let's check it out and show everyone who's been helping me out the show. I'm up to 151,000 Satoshi. It's been pretty slow going lately, but hey. So let's give it a roll. We're at 151, 511. So that's a lot of fives and ones. Alright, the next thing I'll show is how many people have been helping so far. Appreciate everyone. Holy fuck, we're up to 77. We're only up to 75 yesterday, so we're going up still. That's good. Right, and what else did we have on this? This one normally had the free rolls, a game that's sort of like a blackjack, where you bet high or low. Boom, I won. So you can pick high, low, increase your bet amount. You can look at your history of wins. I only win because I never do the betting. And then you can also bet on stuff. They usually have like the Super Bowl and other stuff, even elections that you can bet on, price of Bitcoin. They have these new tokens. I don't have any tokens yet. You can buy fun tokens. They don't sound so fun. They went up in value a lot and then started crashing, so I don't know. I'll probably stay clear of those tokens for now until I hear more about them. You can win a Lamborghini, and if you want to see the winning Lamborghini stuff, I'll show it to you in a second. We'll take our chance at winning a Lamborghini. What is this one? This one's the interest rate. So yeah, I'm collecting 4% interest on my fucking money on this website, and my bank, it won't even pay me this much. So that's kind of a piss off, eh? This site pays more than my bank. I should just really switch my money to this. But anyways, like what are the odds of Bitcoin going down? It's only really gone up since it's ever came out. Well, I guess there was periods where it went up and down, but still overall it's up. Way up. Right, so there's some referral contests going on now, but I'm nowhere in the odds for that because people have like lots. 77 is good, but nothing compared to like thousands of referrals. Right, so in my reward points, I'm up to 15,000. Once this reaches 100,000, they'll be able to withdraw it, and it's worth Satoshi, the pennies of Bitcoin. But that'll be sweet, even when I get that, because that would like double me compared to what I'm at now. Well, it's still got a long way to go. 10 times what we're at now. So thanks everyone who's been helping with that. Let's go back to Entropia for a sec. Now, if anyone wants to see how to get the Lamborghini spins, I'll do that right now. But I have to access my email, and I'll try not to do that while I'm doing a live stream. So I'll just wait on the other screen. Now, the nice thing about that Bitcoin thing I was showing is it also has a wallet system, so you can use it to transfer and receive Bitcoins. Although I noticed the fees are pretty pricey. So I was like, fuck, I wish there was a wallet system that had no fees. Alright, so yeah, here they sent me a ticket. If you sign up for free Bitcoin and sign up at the bottom for the tickets, they'll send you a free ticket in the email once a day. So what I did is I got the ticket and saved it so I can do it for the live stream. And that will get our chance to win a Lamborghini during a live stream. It's actually kind of exciting when you think about it like that. I don't think my chance is very good, but I do have a chance. Alright, so let's do the CAPTCHA and see if we win a Lamborghini. Wouldn't that be fucked if I won it during the stream one day? Be like, woohoo! No, technically what it is we're only winning lottery tickets to the Lamborghini lottery. But you can also win Amazon gift cards and all that shit. A new iPhone. So that's 50 tickets for the lottery for the Lamborghini, and that's 5 tickets. And that's 1 ticket. I've never got the Lamborghini tickets before, so wish me luck. See if we can do it. I'll turn the sound on for it and see if it makes cool noise. Alright, so I won lottery tickets, but not for the Lamborghini. The other lottery. I'll show you what the other lottery is. Let's see. Can I find it? Usually it says lottery. Oh, there it is, lottery. So I have 74 tickets in the lottery, 50 of them that I just won. And I've seen people win the lottery with actually 20 tickets. So it's actually not impossible to win this lottery. And you can see how much Bitcoin. It's usually about half a Bitcoin. So it might not sound like much, but fucking Bitcoins are worth like what, $30,000, $40,000, something like that. So if you win half a Bitcoin, that's still a good chunk of money. But I won't go crazy with these lottery tickets because you're against millions of people. So the odds of winning this lottery still is fractional. Alright, let's get back to Entropia. Now, I kind of like that Lamborghini spin though, because it's kind of an adrenaline rush. Even though I'm not really going to win it, but still it gives you the illusion like you have a chance. Sort of like Entropia. They sell the illusion of having a chance a lot really well too. I shouldn't say that. I even made an episode where I showed I'm actually ahead in Entropia, where I have withdrawn more than I've deposited. But it wasn't always like that, because for a while I made huge deposits, so until I made my first withdrawal was years and years. So who knows, the amount they collected off the money just having it in interest? No, I definitely made more than the interest. Not to brag, but I think I was up around something like 10,000. If I had to guess, 12? I don't know. But when you think about it, if I would have taken that same investment, put it in Bitcoin, I'd be a multimillionaire. So really, I didn't have anything to be that proud of. It's like I did profit, but very small compared to what I was considering. Yeah. No, that's what Raven Jade was talking about on her channel, saying that you technically shouldn't be telling people that they could just start playing Entropia for free and sweat their way to a fortune. But I'd say that that actually is possible, and it's actually really easy, but you have to do it creatively. You can't just like expect it to happen and not do anything creative to do it. Like, sure, if you're just going to go and sweat some mob somewhere solo, then you're obviously not going to be making a fortune sweating. But say if I was a new player and I was just starting the game today, what I would do is have a whole bunch of sources of revenue coming into Entropia, even though I'm not depositing. Like there's tons of different websites that'll do it. Like even Entropia Partners is an official partner of Entropia. So if you sign up to their website, you can start making shitloads of money from them, and then they'll pay it and deposit it into Entropia for you so that you get paid that way. So right there, you could be a sweater and you'd have your Entropia income from Entropia Partners, and you would have a chance of making it big. I'm not saying that you're going to make it big overnight. It's going to take a lot of years of work, but maybe even months, depending how creative you do it. Because, like, I was even thinking about that in real life and how it applies to real life and Entropia both in the same way. It's like, say you're going on a train trip from Toronto to Vancouver on a Via train. You could buy the ticket, go on the train. You didn't really make a profit, right? People are like, oh, that train trip isn't profitable at all. But you could be creative about it. You could be like, oh shit, I'm going on this train trip. I'm going to buy a camcorder and vlog the experience. I'm going to take that vlogged experience, upload it to YouTube, and see how much ad revenue I get from this trip. And you know how much someone made on that same trip from Vancouver to Toronto? He did this, just put a camera, put it on the table on his train, like the little seat or whatever, pointed it out the window, and he made like $40,000 in ad revenue. So I'm pretty sure that train ticket didn't cost him $40,000. There was a lot of people that said that train trip wasn't profitable, but he was creative and found a way to do it, right? So that's what I was thinking in real life. You don't always have to work hard. It's often about working smart. If you can find some way creative to make it profitable, you'd be surprised what can become profitable. Especially even sweating. I was thinking about that too. I'm like, I keep sweating in episodes and it's really boring. But what I could do to improve this is get sweat in groups at Calypso. Yeah. Oh, yeah, the Stevie B. Yeah, there's just different websites out there. The only reason I use Entropia Partners, it's the only one I was able to verify that can't get your account voided. So I was very skeptical that any of these websites were actually official partners. And then from what I know, Entropia Partners is the only one that they had in the game's load screen. Like it was actually in the game's promotions or like say use Entropia Partners. So that's why I went with it. But I have been tempted to try the other ones just because hey, couldn't hurt to have a few of them going, right? If they're not voiding your account. Just want to make sure that that's true. Yeah, so there's the Entropia Partners way, and then oh yeah, if you're sweating, you could start YouTubing. So then, yeah, while you're just sweating and you're just collecting Entropia Partners, you're actually getting viewers on YouTube. And who knows, like you can make sweat more fun if you do it in more exciting places. Like Rocktropia right now, this is the most boring spot for YouTubing sweating because I'm doing it solo. Normally when you have other people and you're chatting with them, that adds a whole new element to your stream. Plus, if you guys hunt and like sweat at the same time, like swanting, then that gets more people interested because they're like, holy shit, what kind of loot are these sweaters getting, right? And I found sweat parties, they can get so intense that you'll have 12 people in a team. You're only shooting it once or twice, and your team captain has agreed to split the item loot. So if there's a big item that drops, they're going to split it with everyone on the team evenly, even though the game normally wouldn't split it like that. It's just one of those things some team captains get everyone to agree to, and then yeah, some of those teams will split the item loot. So you might only be shooting a couple times and sweating most of the time and get a share of a huge loot from a big creature. So that's where I think a lot of people underestimate how exciting sweating can get. If you only do low level sweating by yourself, yeah, it's going to be boring as fuck. If you start upgrading it to big teams and stuff and swant teams and different planets, like fucking, what is it? Next Island has some of the best sweating I've ever seen. So I never realized that Next Island had such a good sweat community going. It's a small community, but they got a sweet spot. They got good loot from it. They got globals coming. They're sweating like level 3 mobs and getting globals. It's fucking sweet. Yeah, and then the other way that you make money sweating in Entropia is if how all of a sudden you meet someone who's like a web designer. Say you're like, oh, I have this business I'm starting up and I'm gonna have to hire a web designer. It's gonna cost me a lot of money. But then you're like playing Entropia and you meet a web designer. He's like, hey, I can make you one for like half the price that other guy's going to. So there's that networking thing. Just because you're only sweating doesn't mean you're only getting sweat bottles. You can talk to all the other people standing around you. Find out what jobs they do, what schools they go to, what educational backgrounds they have. There's like a lot of networking you can do with sweating. So I think, yeah, I'd say like for the face value, obviously you're not going to get rich just standing here by yourself sweating. But if you expand on how you sweat, where you're sweating, who with, it's like, yeah, that's definitely going to increase your odds. Yeah, Knees was one of my favorite places because they had those good teams there too. That's where I started to first meet people that were in teams. I was like, what? You guys are sweating and you're in a team? I was like, what the hell are you doing? And they're like, oh, we split the loot. So if we get a really big kill on these Ambu and we say win an armor, the team captain will buy the armor and the markup value and then take that and split it with everyone in the team. And they said, all you have to do to qualify is join the team and shoot it. And I'm like, okay, so what happens if I don't shoot? He's like, if you don't shoot, the captain won't see you on the list. So it only counts. You have to get at least one shot in for it to count. I'm like, okay, so that's not that hard. And then they're like, well, what's the weapon requirements? And usually it's the trade terminal weapons. So they don't want people cheating and using like bigger weapons. So they want everyone on the team to have the same weapon. So I was like, that worked perfect for me because I love the trade terminal weapons. I want the cheapest ones to use. Yeah, that's what I was thinking. There's probably people that have played it in teams in Entropia back in the day that don't even remember each other. It's been so long. I used to do teams, I don't know, like 8 years ago. I don't even know how long. It's quite a while. No, but I've been steadily doing them, but me and Beamer actually kind of split off and started doing our own teams for quite a while. But he passed back last May. Yeah, he had pneumonia and it was getting worse and worse. Let's hope it was the pneumonia that got him and not the virus. Who even knows? I didn't really ask his family for the details. Yeah. No, he had been suffering from on and off pneumonia for quite a few years. So, and he was in his 90s, so I guess I should have sort of seen it coming, but it still hit me pretty hard because he was like so livid still. Like every time I spoke to him, he sounded more alive than I did. So I always figured that he was still going to outlive me for some reason. My health is always on the rocks, so I'm like, ah, Beamer, don't worry, you probably outlive me. Nah, thanks, I appreciate it. I'm pretty much over it now. I'm starting to get able to cope with death a little bit better. Alright, so I better wrap up because I gotta get going to my other show. So let's show the Bet Fury stuff and what's been happening there. If anyone hasn't tried Bet Fury before, it's a wild experience. Bet Fury has the same system that Calypso Land Deeds did, so I wouldn't be surprised if they somehow copied it from it. Yeah, and if you ever wanted to own shares of a casino, this is your time. It's weird too because just like Calypso Land Deeds, the shares for this casino are like rock bottom prices right now. Yeah, I got the affiliate link in the chat already, but I'll go to it now and show you what it's all about. Or anyone else. Anyone else who's watching the recording after too and hasn't heard about Bet Fury. So what Bet Fury did is they set up a casino that works with regular casino games, like slot machines, blackjack, table games, all that shit. Except the catch that makes it different is you can bet cryptocurrencies. So you can bet, what is it, Ethereum, Tron, Tether, BitTorrent, and then the shares of the casino. So every time you're betting these, what I do is I switch to, what does it show, all games. You have to go to in-house games. These are the games that the casino themselves programmed, where the other games are run by other casino owners. You've probably seen them. They've got a lot of common games. So the catch with these games is the in-house ones have the lowest minimum bet. So you only have to bet one Satoshi if you're betting in Bitcoin. So that's what I like. And what I do is I take the Bitcoin wheel, or this Satoshi thing, and I turn it all the way down to my lowest bet, like 1, and I'll turn it up to 2, or I'll turn it up to 4, and then I hit auto. And if I'm really low, then I'll just put it on 1. If I have a little bit of extra spending money, I'll put it on 2. So I'll put it on 4 just for the stream. Now you can see all these balls are falling down, and wherever they land in the green will be how much money I get back. And ideally, you just want to keep breaking even. If you make a little bit of a profit, that's good. But what the other catch is up here is you start winning shares of the casino for every bet you make. So even if you're breaking even, you're still winning shares of the casino. So it's kind of like Entropia when you're collecting clips of land deeds, and you would just have to save as much PED and then buy an Arcadia deed or something. But this collects it automatically, so it's kind of sweet. So yeah, once you have these shares of the casino, I'll stop it. And they should really do this for Entropia. If any of the Entropia players are watching this, copy the way BetFury's doing this. They have a really good system. I'll show you. So what you do, you know how like in Entropia you want to check how much clips of land deeds you got, like the revenue? It's got that PED flow page at the top. Now go back to Entropia and we'll show it. So yeah, if you got your shares for Entropia in the Entropia or PED flow center, you've got this page. In this page, like you can pick the different shares, and it shows like how much they're worth, and or these aren't even shares. These are my clips of land deeds are all gone now. I used to have them before, and I guess you can't show the old ones. But anyways, it would list how much you won. Here, let me go to another one that I do have shares for. Entropia Exchange. So here it shows the market, shows how much all this stuff. It's kind of neat and all, but look how basic this page is. Like, look how fucked it is. It's just text. Most people that look at this might miss some of the menus. They don't know where to click to see stuff. It's a little bit hard to follow. So I'll show you the way BetFury set up theirs. BetFury set it up really good. Alright, so with BetFury, you go up here and you go to staking. And now it's going to show me how much like all the values are worth. So in case this was like an Entropia page, say they could do this on the Entropia home account or whatever, the page, it would show how much Calypso land deeds are paying, how much Arcadia deeds are paying, how much the moons are paying, or yeah, like, so all the different ones could be all listed here. And then it shows like how much, if an example, like estimated payout. So you could be like, oh, if I wanted to buy 100 Calypso land deeds, I could set it to it. It would show me the actual profits for like a month, for a week, or for a day. So you could start comparing them, right? Like, oh, maybe I should get Arcadia ones instead because it pays this much per day or this much per month. So that's a cool way. And then it shows how much you actually have and how much you're getting in your daily payout, what time they pay out. Like a lot of people are always wondering, they're asking, like the Calypso land deed payment is late. Why was it late today? So here on BetFury, they actually have a timer, and it's showing how much its time is passing until the next payout. So you would never have people asking, when is the next Calypso land deed payout? I know some days they miss it or something too, so you could be looking at the charts about what's happening, what's each one's worth. I think this is a really good system they got. Yeah, so you can see that I'm lucky enough that only a few people have actually started helping with BetFury, but already they're winning me quite a bit of the shares. Like once you start getting referrals with this system, that's the one key that Calypso land deeds don't have. They don't have any referral systems, right? If you tell someone to invest in Entropia and buy Calypso land deeds, you don't get any money for it. There's no referral system. But in BetFury, they added referrals. So now every time someone's like winning in the game, I get a cut of it. We're not theirs, but they give me a profit from their system. Which I guess might come from the players, who knows. So then I can check all the different people that I've added as referrals, who's winning. So if I want to do prizes for the people that are helping as referrals, I can actually track how much who's winning and who's losing, who's won me the most, who deserves the prizes. It's a pretty wild system, no? So yeah, that's all that. Oh, and then they also have different levels that you can go up and get different cash back values. And there's a whole bunch of other stuff they got, but I want to get back to some Entropia and wrap up the show. Yeah, I was a little bit hesitant to start marketing BetFury as a referral at first because they were having some licensing issues, but they have more licenses now. They even advertise them, so at least they're not as sketchy as they used to be. I think the one issue they got with being an online casino is you don't really have to give your official name. So most time casinos, they always want to know who you are when you're gambling, right? To verify your age and stuff. But they tell you you have to be a certain age, and I don't think at any point they actually ask you to verify it. I could be wrong about that. I don't know. Maybe when you go to withdraw. But the withdrawal system is pretty basic too. Yeah, I figure as long as you're not even investing real money, how much is the risk really too? Because you can collect free payouts. I forgot to show that. If you want to get started for free on it. Yeah, you just have to click the free box up here, then click this button. And this button will refresh 5 like every 10 minutes or something. Maybe 20 minutes. The CAPTCHA is a little bit challenging to pass though. I give it that. Sometimes it takes a little while to load, so it's kind of irritating that way. It's probably just my computer. My computer can't load Facebook in 10 minutes, so it's probably going to struggle on this. Yeah, it's all... Yeah, you guys will probably try and be like, holy, this thing loads every time. His computer's fucked. Yeah, so I gotta pick buses. And sometimes they have buses that look like trucks. And I'm like, fuck. Or they'll just show you the window of a bus. And you gotta sort of guess, is it a bus or is it a truck? Is that a bus or a train? Fuck, I can't tell, right? I'll call that a bus. Yes, won it. So that's how you can start building up the free amounts. If you want to just click that. They have a game like the Wheel of Fortune. Fuck man, it's loading so slow on my computer. But you have to get a higher VIP level to play it, so I'm trying to make it up to that level. I'm only at 6%. Oh yeah, and I forgot to mention one catch with the stakes too, is when you get shares, you can't start collecting the shares until you reach 10. So you actually, that's how they screen out people that are creating fake accounts. If you have less than 10 shares, they won't pay out. But once you reach that 10 share mark, you're good to go. And I got 10 shares, I think, in a week playing for free, maybe even 3 days. So it's not really that hard to get 10 free shares. Now let's get back to Entropia. Oh yeah, shit. I even got the payout ready for today to pick up, so why don't I show how that worked out? Yeah, let's go check it out. Now, depending on the price of something, the amount of stuff you get back changes. And I haven't determined what that is yet, because I used to get paid 50, and now it's at 44, but I have more shares. So something's changed. If anyone figures that out, maybe they could put it in the chat. And I think it might be something to do with the price of Bitcoin. I don't know. Alright, so that's how I collected that. Now you can see my totals went up. It's pretty nice. I actually made it over 1 coin on a few of the categories. Obviously on Bitcoin I'm way under. Ethereum I'm way under too, because Ethereum's big money too. Not as much as Bitcoin, but it's still up there. You know, after I got into all this cryptocurrency stuff, it makes me so sad that I was never able to link some sort of system to it. And he even got so close. He could have made all the Entropian players a fortune, because man, the way Bitcoins and everything went up. I guess in some cases people could have lost too, but Jesus, how I just look back and think what could have been. Fuck. Sometimes you gotta trust in the president, even if he has crazy ideas, right? Alright. I know it's controversial because a lot of people don't like Never Die for some reason. Well, sometimes I've been really jealous of him and not liked him. I try to get over jealousy. Anyways, Bitcoin is up 17% over 7 days. If I would have put my savings money account into this, I would not be in poverty. That's what sickens me every day that I don't invest in Bitcoin. But anyways, Ethereum's up 22% in 7 days. Tether's up 2%. Tron's up 14%. BitTorrent's up 32%. Holy fuck. So anyways, yeah, these are all the currencies you can get for free in BetFury. That's why I'm showing these ones. Alright, so let's get back to Entropia. Now, I kind of wish BetFury would have something linked with Entropia so that we could take our BetFury winnings and put them straight into Entropia. If I could do that, that'd be sweet. I bet you could do it. You just have to withdraw your Bitcoins into... Can you buy PED with Bitcoin? I don't even know. Eh? Probably not. Yeah, it's hard to say when the good time is to invest in Bitcoin. That's what sickens me. I'm always like, oh, is it the wrong time? Like, I was tempted to invest at 40,000, then it dropped to 30. I was like, holy fuck, I would have been in a nightmare if I invested then. I was hoping that my regular bank savings account was making me some money, and then I checked it, and the interest rate had dropped below 1. It was like, below 1? You gotta be shitting me. So I gotta get my money out of that account. I don't have much, but I was thinking, dear God, if I got my life savings in a bank account that's collecting less than 1%, that's fucked. I should have a little bit better interest than that. Yeah, I'm horrible with money. Someone would watch how I invest money and they'd be like, dear God, you're an idiot. At least I try to some extent. Alright, we made it up to 6 likes. Thanks, everybody. Yeah, it's hard to start with nothing. That's what I like about these BetFury and Bitcoin wallets is they let you do those free spins. So I've literally started those with nothing. Sure, it took a lot of free spins, but I was like, man, I don't mind doing the free spins as long as it builds up to something eventually. And then once you start sharing the referrals, like, dear God, you start a website, you start a fucking YouTube channel, you never know how many referrals you could get. You could wake up one day and have 1,000 people betting on that casino on your behalf and you're collecting interest on it. So that's why I'm kind of hoping maybe I'll turn my life around one of these days. At least I'm coming into some projects that seem to have bigger potential payouts. A lot of my other jobs in the past, shining shoes didn't have that many big potential payouts. It was all pretty steady. Now, I shined shoes and cleaned washrooms for like 9 years. I was like, God, imagine I was doing Bitcoin and fucking YouTubing and building audiences and collecting referrals for that 9 years instead. Oh wow, affiliate marketing 5 years ago. Yeah, I wish I got into it 5 years ago. I think I've only reached that about 3 months or 6 months. So I think getting 70 or hundreds of affiliate links is pretty good for someone who's just starting. Hopefully once my channel picks up in the spring, we can turn it around and make it even bigger. Hey, Spyro, Cinder, how's it going? We're switching over to Clone Evolution just as you came. We just finished up the Bitcoin stuff, so if you want to watch it, I recorded it in this show too. Now, I couldn't help but check it. Man, there's been a lot of action in the Bitcoin market. Everything's up this week, right? Alright, so let's wrap up the show. I'll give a shout out to everyone who's been watching. It's nice that we had Spyro joined right at the end, so we got some more ladies that joined. Right, Riot House. Digger id Duviz? Or Vibes. Digger do Vibes. Okay, I think I got it there. Or at least closer. Who else? Oh yeah, and Spyro. So thanks everyone. No, thanks for joining the show, man, and getting back into Entropia. If you ever want to hang out with me in the game, just let me know when you play, and I'll try to accommodate at the same time. But my time is all over the place, so it's probably not going to be the easiest to arrange. But we can see what we can do. Especially if you want to come on a podcast, promote any stuff, or just hang out. Like, I don't know, I always tell people to come on the show if they got some projects they want to promote, but I don't really care if people want to just come on and hang out too. It doesn't have to be someone promoting something. Alright, so yeah, next episode we'll be doing some more crafting. I don't know if those parts will arrive. Yeah, they'll arrive by time. I doubt I'll make an episode tomorrow. I'm fucking exhausted. Notice him even turning yellow. I'm fucking so tired. It's not good. I think it's mostly the camera. Let's hope. Man. Now I'll try another beer, see if that improves my color. No. Alright, so let's wrap that up. Give a shout out to all the viewers. Let's give a shout out to the patrons too. I haven't actually checked my patrons. I could have a bunch of new or a bunch of less. I'm horrible. I check it like once a month, if that. I gotta get more on top of things. That's what she said. I wish. Alright, so Patreon, Jim, Ray, Travis, and Suki. We got this song coming with my new computer called Suki by Jimmy Ray Travis. So we'll see how that song turns out. Never know. Could be the worst song. Could be the best song. That's the thing with music. No one knows. Knowing is half the battle. No, finally that saying worked for a change. Because we're doing the show where it's actually the knowing group. Now I started this group and called it Knowing Entropia because, not that we're know-it-alls, but Knowing is my favorite movie. Holy shit, Spyro is fucking smart when it comes to investing or not. Let's see here. She said she put 0.086 short on Dodge at 700 and I cashed out at 0.75. Is that good? I hope so. Sorry, I'm bad when it comes to investing because my dad was into stocks and it kind of turned me off to it, so I never really figured any of it out. It's all new to me. It's good? Wow, sweet. Congratulations. I'm happy for you. No, it's always nice to hear when people are successful. I know I sometimes meet people who don't like it when other people are successful. I'm like, man, it's so weird. I guess it's because I'm so used to failing. I'm not really that competitive with people when it comes to money. If it was you were beating me in foosball, it'd be a different story. Then I'd be pissed. Foosball, I was like a pro at. When I used to go and play foosball against people, and if they beat me, I would almost be having a heart attack. It would like mean the world to me. It's like someone beats me in money, I'm like, ah, who cares? I don't know why foosball, of all things. Oh yeah, I guess it's because me and my brothers grew up with the foosball table, so we got really competitive in it. You can imagine when me getting competitive in something and obsessing over it for years, started to get pretty good at it. Now I was just checking the earthquakes and I don't see anything worth mentioning on the show. See what kind of storms we got in the news or in the weather. See if I'm gonna have to work, what kind of streams I'll be able to do tomorrow. Oh yeah, it looks like the snow is gone for now, but there's more coming. So fuck, it looks like I might not be doing heavy duty streaming for a while for Entropia. I don't know, hopefully in a week or two the snow is gonna fucking wrap up. Man, that storm stretches, here I'll show everyone so you get an idea of when I'm be doing more Entropia shows. Alright, I live right here. So that's basically where my city is. Toronto's over here. So when I drive to Toronto, I have to go that far. And it's only an hour, so it's not that far. But anyways, when I live here, these storm clouds are all going to be coming up and hitting me. So basically when this storm here is all finished, then I should be good. I'll be doing some more Entropia streams. Unless I can squeeze it in. Holy shit, you made 709? Dear God, it's like you made more in one day than my savings did in 2 years. God. I don't know, maybe Spyro, can I just put you in charge of my savings? It's like I made 0 over the past 2 years with like I don't know how many thousands invested. Nah, I think I made $1 or $2. I shouldn't say 0. No, I'm just joking. I don't want to put someone in that much stress. I know like financial people are they have a stressful job, right? I don't mind not having lots of money. It's not that bad. As long as I have enough to get by. Alright, let's go check out Entropia. Now I figure as long as I can still pay all my bills, as long as I can pay the dentist, that's really the main key. I'm obsessed with the dentist bills, so as long as those are covered, I'm good to go. Anyways, let's wrap up. Where's my affiliate links page? Fuck, I'm so tired I can't even find anything. Oh, there it is. Now, I've only been sleeping like, I don't know, 4 hours a night for like a week, so it's starting to catch up to me. But hopefully I'll catch up on my sleep soon, and once all this snow is done. And it's not the end of the world because I'm getting in all my steps, and my step counter is getting like 10 or 20,000 steps a day, so it's pretty good. Burning some calories for springtime. Hopefully I'll be on track to do my vlogging weight goals in no time. So anyways, it's not all bad. Hope everyone else is having a good week. Thanks again for tuning in. I'll be switching over to doing my Clone Evolution show after a quick break. But yeah, if you can help out with Patreon, Society 6, Hido TV. Hido TV is the one that'll pay you to watch videos. Society 6 is my shirts and bed sheets with the saying, finishing quick is my specialty. It's very popular with the ladies. Although none have bought one yet. Wonder why. Anyway, Swagbucks will pay you to shop online. GameKit will pay you to try new games. And Free Bitcoin is the one that we just went over all those free Bitcoin stuff. I'm going to get Bet Fury on this list and maybe take out 1 or 2 others. We'll see. Yeah, got some new changes to the show coming with that new computer, so looking forward to that too. And Virtual Mate Sex Machines for adults and men only. But if ladies need one, they know who to call. As soon as the lockdowns are over. And yeah, the Virtual Mate, real product. It's not a joke. Has actually shipped. Some people like it, some don't. So yeah, see what you think of it. If you want to get your hands on it while the lockdown's going, it's better than going to jail for all those fines and stuff, right? Try to social or listen to the authorities as long as we have to. Anyway, so yeah, check the show more information button. My website's in there, all these links and more. Especially the free Bitcoin and Bet Fury. If you can help out with those, they're freaking the best. Anyways, take care everyone, and see you next episode. Let's check the fire screen. Come on, fire screen. So tired I'm clicking the wrong shit. There it is. Who am I kidding? Even if I wasn't tired, I'd be clicking it. Alright, if you happen to get any new hats in your vaporizer and they taste like shit, you can give the show a dislike. But if it doesn't happen, you can give the show a like. Really appreciate it. Just make sure you never buy the products from my sponsor, because it will ruin your life. And I just realized I never did the sponsor message. Let's do it now. Latest sponsor message ever. Today's late sponsor message was brought to you by Crack. Crack. It'll fuck you up. Woo! Alright, see you everyone. We ended with the sponsor message. That was different. Yeah, that's the key, right? If you're investing the amount that you don't mind losing, then it's not the end of the world. I think for me, it's always a do or die situation, so that's why I hate it. You gotta make it less of that, and you're good to go. Alright, see you everyone. Thanks for the advice, and oh yeah, if YouTube's listening, none of what I mentioned is official investment advice. I'm not a broker. I do not offer medical advice. Pretty much disregard anything I say as advice. See you later. Alright, see everyone. Starting the Clone Evolution basically after I finish switching over all the shit in the YouTube numbers. Alright, see you in a few minutes.